Hey, we're back again. These guys are having I'm dying to have something, but we'll save it, guys. Please leave a piece for me, okay? Because I want to have something to eat as well. Now, we talked about Man U, or should I say the Manchester derby. Now we're going to talk about the London derby, and we're talking about two big boys. It's unbelievable, okay? Frankly, last week I said this was going to be a draw game, and surprisingly, looking at the score here, if you okay, you can see the score over there. Look at that. Ben, you got to tell us exactly what happened. What happened in the first half? Arsenal, they were doing so much of the play, and then suddenly they just lost it.
I think any fan, even the Chelsea fans, will admit that really Arsenal, play and possession-wise, dominated throughout.
4-1 against Arsenal.
But the score says otherwise. I mean, Wenger made a very interesting statement at the end. You can be very negative or very positive about it. I suppose, in the bigger scheme of things, along with what has happened, I mean, third place was a far stretch, and really, I'm not so bothered about automatic qualification. I think it's a bit overrated.
Is this maybe due to the fact that they actually lost the...
I would say it's due to the fact Arshavin wasn't playing. I'm beginning to suspect a conspiracy here. He never plays against Chelsea. So I think maybe in his contract they said, look, you never play for Chelsea or you don't get picked for the Russian team.
But the thing is that they came out to play, but they just couldn't finish. I didn't understand.
I think this is
they didn't put a striker up there up front. They were missing that.
Well, they put a striker up front, but
you sure was really a striker, or was a striker trying to be a striker? Which one?
Van Persie doesn't play a good out and out role, but since they picked Diaby, I'd rather that they just pick one of Diaby or Adebayo. So since Diaby started and he was completely useless, fair enough, Van Persie up there. But anyway, if you're going to experiment, now's the time to experiment. There's nothing left to play for in the season.
Okay, Ben, I'm going to stop you there. I'm going to ask Edwin. Did you see the game, Edwin?
Bits of it.
Okay, what was your feel about that game personally? What was missing? Was there no fight, no bite? Were they disappointed just because they got knocked out?
I had the impression that the Arsenal team were trying to dribble into the goal. That's
deja vu.
Yeah, it's a perennial Arsenal problem. They always try to dribble the ball into the goal. So instead of taking shots or taking their chances, they will try to pass and try to pass the ball somehow.
So you think they lost the plot trying to do that and trying to sneak in somewhere? I mean, we know that Chelsea has this tendency of being very hard when it comes to defending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So was that the fact where they didn't really have a potent, should I say, target man? And that, should I say that? Missing that target man?
See, it wasn't as if Chelsea defended that well because Arsenal cut through the defence time and time again. It's just they never capitalised. I think, as Edwin rightly said, if they'd done a bit of a Lampard try shot from outside, you never know what's going to happen. Deflected in his Lampard gets. You know what I mean? But this is where they've got to learn. 21 matches unbeaten, and it's a proud achievement, but some of the results, we were a bit lucky. Similar things could have happened. We dominated, other teams could have caught us, their strikers missed. You come up against a team like Chelsea, clinical, they're not going to miss. Yeah, so it's good that this happened.
I'm going to go to Bruce. You saw that game, right, Bruce?
Yes,
right?
I did.
Was it like usually they're saying boys playing against men? Was that kind of thing that was happening?
Well, if you talk about in terms of physical height, yes, maybe. Arsenal being the little boys with lack of
But they
height.
had more flair. They had this.
Yes, they had more flair, correct. But then again, Chelsea had aerial supremacy. Okay, as what you can highlighted by Alex's goal. I don't know what Silvestre doing trying to do this. He just couldn't contest it with Alex.
Now you know why United let him go now.
I'm beginning to see. He only plays well against United.
Not really.
But it was just, I felt very sorry for the youngsters. To me, I just felt that because they got knocked out of Champions League and that maybe hindered them, from trying to do it,
I don't
On the contrary, I don't feel sorry for them. And I think, in fact, I was really impressed with the spirit they showed because the entire game they were actually trying. Whereas against United, after the 11 minutes, they really defeated and they just didn't look like playing. Whereas here, they're going for it. But I think, as Edwin pointed out, the only way I've seen boys against men, they seem a bit stunted up there.
So mentally, they're just not strong enough?
Not strong, but look, it's nice to play the pretty football.
Or is it they don't have a backup plan?
I don't think they don't have, because they were doing this before. See, even against United, when they actually tried shots from outside twice, they forced the keeper into a save. They got a corner.
Right, yeah.
So this is where, this is, I mean, I'm sure they must talk about this, they must think about this, because it's common sense as a footballer. I'm trying something, it doesn't work. Let me mix it up. Let me try a shot from outside. Then I go back to what I'm doing again. Don't just keep doing it and think the result's going to be different.
Okay, so, it was a real shocker for me, watching the match. Being at the side, not supporting any of the teams. I was just hoping there would be a draw that would have been fair. But, after Arsenal went down, the first 2 goals, first half, I was just like, I just couldn't understand what was exactly happening. That was just something, it dawned on me, which I mentioned in the past. You're missing, the senior players to give you that.
We are missing some key players.
Push,
But apart from the finishing and the sloppy defending, you wouldn't have, the score wouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? If he had capitalized the chance, if Diaby hadn't stolen the ball from Fabregas when he was blatantly going to take a shot for an open goal, the story would have been very different, for want of a better word.
I know you don't like Diaby, but
I mean, now you can understand why. You know what I mean?
Just like how now you can understand why we sell Silvestre.
If he had only to sell 2 players, one player of Silvestre and Diaby, I'd still sell Diaby and keep Silvestre.
All right.
Okay, now let's go into this Arshavin thing that's happening. I'm surprised he was not even on the bench. Is he ill? Was there anything that was on
mate? Who
on
knows?
the website?
They say he's got a flu. Okay, now I thought Vela was the Mexican who went away and got the flu. Okay?
If you're going to London, be careful. Okay, I'm kidding.
But I mean, after a while, you got to. He doesn't start against Chelsea in the FA Cup final, and that's the only thing he has left to play for. He has a chance to come on the league and really test himself, because the only big team he's played against is Liverpool, and he did phenomenally well. So now, if he doesn't start against appear for a full 90 minutes against United, I'm really going to suspect something's up here, because this is ridiculous. I mean, you've got him in, you play more small matches. When are you going to try him in the big matches? You know what I mean? Now is the perfect chance. No pressure. There's nothing left to play for. You want to give him a taste of it. Now's the chance. So
yeah, I'm going to.
We'll see.
To Edwin over here, as an outsider.
Okay.
How do you see Arsene Wenger trying to figure this out for next season? There's so much of talk. Last 2 seasons, everybody was talking about the youngsters. Mm-hmm. Have they actually proven themselves that they can actually go beyond what's happening in 4th place?
There's a certain lack of maturity in the squad, I feel. They have a lot of potential, no doubt about that. But like you mentioned, it's
something missing.
Yeah, they do well for a couple of games, and they don't do well for a long series of games. It's Arsenal season.
So you think Arsene Wenger will have to actually go and dig deep into his pocket and actually purchase a player?
Maybe a leader that can bind the team. Something in Vieira's mold, something like that. Yeah,
that would help. I'm going to Ben. Then how do you look at this, Ben?
Well, I think it's a lot easier now that he's come out and said that, I've got many leaders. Fabregas has to stay the captain. There's no doubt about that. But he's got to get maybe a commanding figure, central midfield, central defense. Problem sorted. In the Arshavin mold, who can perform immediately. That's the problem. We need an immediate performer, not always easy. And can rally the rest. Arshavin did that last year.
the entire skeleton of the team.
Yes and no.
Break time. We'll come back again, okay, guys? We're going to take a break. Stay when we're going to eat. See you shortly. Yeah. Break time.